Okay, honestly, I thought that this video wouldn't be that, nerve-wracking for me to make for some reason, but as soon as I sat down and as soon as I hit record, my heart, just started pounding really hard. But, we're gonna push through it. This past year has been probably the most important year of my life. I have, done a lot, experienced a lot, and that sounds really vague, but, I've learned more about myself in this past year and a lot of people around me than I have in probably any other time period in my life. I've learned to accept, who I am in all parts of myself and not just picking and choosing, what parts of me I do accept and what parts of me I don't. And I'm finally, comfortable to a point where I can share this part of my life with everybody. I don't really know how to say it, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm transgender, and if you don't know what that means, it basically means that how you feel up here in your head and how, your gender feels doesn't match up with how you were born. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. Growing up, this is where it all starts for almost every LGBT kid, but growing up, I always knew that something was, off. I always felt that something, inside wasn't right, or that something wasn't lined up, or just something was off. So from the time, ever since I can remember, I always hated wearing girls' clothes, and I was always, I was the tomboy growing up. I was always the one who was doing, boy things. What I always thought is that, being a tomboy is usually, a phase, in your childhood, and, most girls grow out of it, and I was just, waiting for the day I would, grow out of it. I would have this thing in my head where, every year, school would start, okay, and I would, I'd feel the same way, and I'd say, okay, next year I'm going to be like the other girls, and I'm going to wear makeup. And then the next year would roll around, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to be like the other girls, I'm going to wear makeup, I'm going to wear girly clothes, I'm going to be, this feminine, girl, just super, I just thought, there was this switch in my head that would just kind of go off. It would, make me, a girl, but, that day, never came, really. I don't even remember the first time I learned what transgender was, because I feel like I've known about it, for a while, but when I first learned, it's not like when I first saw the term transgender, it didn't automatically click with me. I wasn't like, yep, that's what I am, I'm trans, I didn't just know. But I knew that, something was, wrong, something just was not, wasn't, working for me. When I started going through puberty, or, my friends started going through puberty, it's I was someone who went through puberty, later, I was, a later bloomer, I guess you could say. For, a while, a period of my life, there was a time where I wanted to go through puberty, I wanted to go through those changes, because I think part of me thought that that would, just make me, into a woman, and, being, I would be, normal, But then, once I really started going through puberty, and all of a sudden I was, really uncomfortable with it, and I, didn't know why. And so, freshman year and sophomore year, I ran cross country, and I just remember every time I put on the uniform, I just, I hated myself, I just hated how I looked. I hated how it, highlighted every single thing about me that was feminine, because they're so tight, it's, so, shows your hips, it shows your chest, just everything that I hated. The summer before sophomore year is when I cut my hair short, and I came out as gender fluid on Instagram. I, told my family, and that was the first time I, came out, as someone who wasn't really in, the gender binary, someone who wasn't cisgender. But, something, still kind of felt like it was, missing, and something still felt off and wrong. And I remember that summer, my family and I, we took a trip to California, and that was really when I was thinking, and I was feeling like I felt so uncomfortable. You know, I was honestly miserable for a lot of that trip. It was one of the best trips of my life because I met Abby. Abby, if you're watching this, I love you. And that was awesome, and I did a lot of really cool things. But I just remember, you know, just being on the beach and, like, being in a swimsuit and just, like, feeling just, like shit, honestly. Just, like, feeling, like, so insecure and just so, like, out, like, just disconnected from my body, like, saying, like, this is not my body, like, this is not how, like, I feel like I should be looking, you know, to other people. So sophomore year, I'm talking to my parents, I'm, like, saying, like, hey, I, like, might be transgender, you know, I don't know, like, can I go to a gender therapist? And they said, yeah, like, that's fine, you know, like, we'll get you, you know, what you need. So my mom finally found someone. His name is Nick. He's awesome. I love him, and I still go to him. And going to him, you know, I would say, like, going into it, I was probably, like, 98% sure I was transgender. But, you know, like, when you start talking, sometimes, like, when you talk to someone about, like, your feelings and you really, like, dig deep in yourself and, like, see how you're feeling, you realize, like, oh, like, I didn't feel that way, or that's not, like, how I thought I felt about this. So really just going to him was just kind of me, like, confirming with myself, like, that I was trans, you know, because at this point, like, the thought of coming out to someone wasn't even in my radar, like, it wasn't even, like, there, you know, like, I wanted to make sure I came out to myself all the way first before I even thought about coming out to other people. So, the more I, like, started seeing him, like, the stronger, like, the feeling, like, yep, I'm transgender, like, the stronger that feeling, like, got inside of me. And so, like, I realized I was trans, you know, like, after, like, you know, going to him, like, even before going to him, I, like, realized I thought I wasn't 100% sure, but then, like, going to him, it just confirmed, like, yes, I am 100% sure I am transgender, like, that is what I am, like, that's it. There is something I want to address, so, I'm just gonna throw this in really quick. So I played basketball for my entire life. I've played, like, you know, forever. I played 2nd grade through 8th grade. I didn't play freshman year, then I played 10th grade, 11th grade, and then I played half of my senior year season. And, honestly, like, I knew that me playing basketball senior year was not a good decision. You know, I knew it was going to be bad for my mental health. I knew it was going to push my transition back because, really, I could have started hormones, like, the summer before my senior year started. Like, I could have started hormones, like, almost a year ago. But, as I'm sure all of you know, like, the IHSA, which is the Illinois High School Association, you know, like, all of the, no matter what state you're in, like, there are rules against being on hormones, you know, like, being on any of that, because testosterone, which is the male hormone, like, it's a steroid, like, if I were to be taking it, especially at, like, a full dose, like, that, like, would be, like, me on steroids, and, you know, I wasn't gonna, you know, mess with that, but, the thing that kept me there was this, like, I love my team so much. I still love my team. I don't know how they feel about me at this point, but, I love them all dearly, and the relationships I had with them were the reason why I, you know, decided to play my senior year. And, I wouldn't say from the get-go, but from, you know, the first couple weeks, you know, I was already miserable. You know, I already knew that I'd made the wrong decision. I already knew that I made a mistake in playing, and a lot of things during the season weren't going well already for multiple reasons. I'm sure those of you who know me know what happened and what was going on. And just like that, on top of, you know, me wanting to transition and me wanting to just feel better, you know, like, it was really, it just kind of, eventually I just kind of got pushed over the edge and I quit. And I know all of you probably think that what happened that you know of was the only reason I quit, and that was it. But really, like, me being trans and just me being uncomfortable with being associated, you know, like, with girls, you know, it's like girls basketball, boys basketball, it's like girls, you know, like, just being, like, like that, you know, like social dysphoria is what they call, like just being, you know, grouped where you feel like you shouldn't be grouped. Like, that was the main thing for me. And just, like, again, like, body dysphoria, like, that was bad, you know, because it's not like I'm going to be wearing a binder during practice or during games, and it sucked, you know? Like, I would come home and I would just, like, I would cry. Like, I know that, like, sounds, like, really bad and depressing, but, like, I would come home and I would sit and I would cry, and I would tell myself there was absolutely no way in the world I can make it through this. Like, I can't get through 3 months of this, like, without, like, I can't do it, you know? And, ultimately, you know, while quitting was an extremely, extremely hard decision. It was not something that was easy for me. It was not something that I was taking lightly. But it's like, in order for me to be okay mentally and to be where I wanted to be and get where I want to go, I knew I had to quit. And I don't regret it at all. I don't regret my decision. I think I made the right decision for myself, but I still was sad about it, you know. I didn't like that feeling of, like, abandoning people, you know, who did nothing to me, because you guys did nothing. Like, so, to my basketball team, if you guys are watching this, I love you guys, and I hope you can forgive me. I don't know if there's anything to forgive me for, but if you have any anger still towards me or any malice, I hope that you can understand where I was coming from with that. So yeah, that was just a quick thing I wanted to put in there, clear that up. Okay, so I like talking about this, honestly. So, the first time I came out to somebody, you know, face to face, like in person, said I'm transgender without any, like, prerequisite to it, was April 24th, 2017. It was the most, like, one of the most nerve-wracking, you know, honestly, like, the weeks leading up to it were more nerve-wracking. Like, the day I knew I was going to do it, I was just kind of, like, ready to just have it out there. I was like, you know what? No matter what happens, no matter what this person says, like, I'm just going to be glad that I did it, you know? And, like, I really did not think that this person would give me a bad reaction, which they didn't. But, you know, it's still in your head. And, yeah, that day has been the most important day, like, in this past year, you know? Like, it has been the reason I have come out to, like, my friends. You know who you are. I love you guys. I dreamed that I would be doing this, like, while I'm in high school. You know, like, I never would have even, like, fathomed that at all. But, you know, like, coming out to that person and their reaction and, you know, what they said to me, just, like, show me that, like, it's really not that big of a deal, you know? It's like, I built it up to be, like, this humongous thing, and it's like, I built it up to think that, like, me being trans was, like, defined me, you know? It was all I had, that, like, I'm trans, you know? Like, I thought, you know, that that's me, and, like, I am trans, but that's just one part of me. Like, it's a bigger part, but it's not all of me, and that it's not all there is to you. You know, there is, like, so much more to you than just, like, your sexuality and your gender, and, you know, like, there are a lot more important things to you than that. And, I actually am on hormones. A lot of people probably don't know that, but I am on testosterone. I've been on testosterone for 2 months, and I've recently gotten up to a full dose of testosterone. It will give me the, bodily, like, characteristics that I lack. Like, testosterone was, like, the best decision I've ever made, you know? If not the best, one of the best. I have, like, never been happier, you know? Like, I have never felt, you know, better about myself. And it's like, changes don't happen overnight, but just the fact knowing that I'm, like, giving myself a body that is my body, you know, and not, like, this prison, you know? It feels really good. And is that I did not say, my new name, or not really my, yeah, new name. I'm gonna call it my new name, because it is my new name. It's not like I've had this name my entire life. So the name I have chosen is Aiden David Novinska. That's my name now. And I would appreciate it if all of you would call me that now. Like, I don't want to be known as Megan anymore. I want to be Aiden. And I understand that it's not going to be something that you're going to be able to do overnight or even in a week or maybe not even in a month, and that's okay, okay? I know you're trying, okay? And I'm in the process of getting my name legally changed. I'm hoping to have it legally changed before graduation so I don't have to, you know, mess around with getting my diploma, you know, fixed, you know, whatever. Yeah, Aiden, he, him pronouns. Yeah. Sign off. There is one more person I would like to thank. This person, I'm sure you know who you are. I sent you the link to this video, and I wrote you a letter? Note thing? Yeah, note thing. I wrote you that. I'm going to disclose the name of this person, but, to this person, you have helped me more than I could ever say in this video, that I could ever write, that I could ever, you know, even verbally express with my words. You know, like, you're the reason that I'm doing this, and you're the reason I have had the bravery and the strength and the courage to be able to share this part of who I am. It meant the world to me that you have had my back, and that you have been there for me from, you know, just quitting basketball, to starting hormones, just, you know, literally everything I have gone through. You know, you've supported me the entire way, and I could not be more thankful for it. So, if you're watching, thank you. Oh, God. You like a trillion times, and you're literally probably tired of hearing the words thank you coming out of my mouth, but I'm going to continue to say it, okay? Alright, so, thank you guys for watching. I don't really know what else to say, but this is me. I'm trans. My name's Aiden, and thank you. If you're gonna stick around and support me, thank you. And if you're not, then you're not, you know, I don't need people, you know, who are gonna not support me. This is where we're at for now. Thank you. I will talk to you at some point. Okay, alright.